You guys, big lesson today. Big lesson. Okay, we're going to talk about pronouns. Everybody say pronouns. Okay, inside the word pronouns, inside of this word, here's a word we know. Everybody say nouns. Okay, so we know the word nouns. We already know this word. And we're going to be talking somehow about nouns. But we have this funny thing here, pronouns, and it tells us that these are a little bit different from nouns. So we remember that nouns can be a person, a place, a thing, an animal, and nouns can be singular or plural. They can be common, they can be proper, right? But we're talking about naming things, animals, people, places in the world when we talk, right? Okay, but so the question is, what is a pronoun? What are pronouns? And how do we use them? How? When? Why? Um, well, pronouns are substitutes or replacements for nouns. So it's when we are talking and we want to change from a noun, maybe because we say too many times, we change from a noun to a pronoun. I'm going to show you an example. Okay, so this is the noun in the sentence. This is the noun, and this is the noun, right? And you notice that this all says the same thing. Let me change my, this says, is very smart, is very smart, is very smart. So we have the noun, and then we have the rest of the sentence. So for a common noun, we would just say, the doctor is very smart, right? We don't know. We're talking about a doctor. We don't know. The doctor's very smart, but we don't have a specific name until we turn it into a proper noun. And then we could say, Dr. Willis is very smart. So now we've gone from just plain old common noun doctor to a proper noun doctor, right? But maybe we are talking about Dr. Willis. And the first time we say, the doctor is very smart. Then we say, Dr. Willis is wonderful. Dr. Willis is amazing. Dr. Willis is tall. Dr. Willis is beautiful. But we get like, Dr. Willis, Dr. Willis, Dr. Willis. So that's when we use a pronoun. Instead of saying, Dr. Willis is very smart, Dr. Willis is very rich, Dr. Willis is very beautiful, we would say, Dr. Willis is very smart. She's very beautiful, right? So it's a way to change the word so we're not repeating. Okay. And there are pronouns for everything. And this is where we really start our grammar work here, you guys. Okay, so we've been talking about some words like singular and plural. And now we're going to talk about singular pronouns and plural pronouns. Okay, the singular pronouns, and we're just going to divide down the middle here. And first, we will talk about singular pronouns, and then we will talk about plural pronouns. Okay, so the singular pronouns are I, you. So like if I point at you, one of you, if I point at you, Lourdes, or you, Wanda, or you, Pedro, you, one, right? That's singular you. And I can say he if I'm talking about a man or a boy or a male thing. She if I'm talking about a girl or a woman or a female thing. And it if I'm talking about an object that doesn't have a gender, a thing, right? And then for the plural pronouns, we have we. And this is when I say myself and people with me. Myself, I am in the group. You when I'm talking about you, but now I'm not talking about you, Lourdes, or you, Wanda, or you, Pedro. I'm talking about you three, Lourdes, Wanda, and Pedro together. You. Okay. And then we have they. I can talk about a man, a group of men, a group of women, a group of dogs, a group of books, anything that's he, she, or it, but plural, we say they. Let's look at some examples, okay? All right, singular pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, right? That's the first half here. I, you, he, she, it. I, you, he, she, it. Singular, one. Okay, so I'm talking about I. I. And look, here's I. I, Rachel. This is when I talk about myself. I am a teacher. I am married. I am a mother. I love to talk. Okay, this is when I talk about myself. I say I. I. Everybody say I. Okay, the next one is you, and this is you singular. So this is when I talk to one person, right? And say I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. And I say, you are smart. You are good at teaching, at learning English. Um, you are single. You are married. You, one individual person, you. Okay, that's when we use you. And then let's look at she. She, that's when I talk about a woman, a ballerina who's a female, a baby girl. This is when I say she. She is tall. She is a dancer. She is a baby. And maybe they have proper names, right? Maybe her name is Dr. Willis. Maybe her name is Sandra. Maybe her name is Nena Linda, right? They all have proper names, but when we're talking pronouns, we use she. Remember, this is to replace a noun, to replace a noun or proper noun. He, right? So we could be talking about um, baby, baby Thomas, Mr. Allen, Superman, right? We're talking about a male person, a male person. So we say he. Everybody say he. Right? That's this one right here. He. Uh-oh, I didn't do it. What is wrong with me? So I'm going to make one right here. Oh, dumb Rachel. Okay, so it would be a thing that is not he, not she. It's a thing, right? Like a car or a dog or a cup. And when we're talking about one of them, we say it, right? Like here they're pointing to a book. It, it. This is it, it, it. Okay? So we have he, she, and it. All right, and then we have plural pronouns. Remember, we have singular, I, you, he, she, it, and then we have the plural pronouns, right? And they kind of go across because they're related, right? When we think of, here, let me erase a little bit and show you how they're related. Okay, so they're kind of related in that I goes to we because you can see this guy, he is still in the group, right? We're still in the group. It's I, me, myself, singular, or we, I, with the group. And this guy says you, he's pointing at one person, and now he's pointing at three people, but look, she's still in the group. And he, she, it, now we're talking more than one person. Okay, so sorry, let me go. I kind of took a detour. So the plural pronouns are we, you, and they. Let's look at how that works. Okay, so we're back to this idea of we, right? And remember, I is part of the group. So it's when it's a group that I am in, I say we. So here's me. Here I am, right? So these are my friends. We are in New Mexico. And here's another one. Here I am. Boop, 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 right? These are my friends. And we are on vacation together. This one right here, this is my family, right? And we are in Mexico City. And this is my husband, this is me, right? And here I would say, we are in Disneyland. We. And I am noticing I have on the same jacket. Look at my jacket. Jacket, same jacket in every picture. Anyway, okay, so we. Everybody say we. All right, now back to this idea of you. Okay, now when I say you equals, let's say you equals Cindy. Okay, I'm talking to Cindy. I'm talking to you, Cindy. Only you, one person, Cindy. But what happens if Cindy is with Cindy and her children? Cindy and her children. Now I'm talking about you, but this is more than one. This is only one, right? Cindy, one. Cindy, you are so smart. Cindy, you are so beautiful, right? But now this was one, right? But now when I talk about you, plural, Cindy and her children, right? So I'm looking at Cindy and her children. I'm going, oh, you are so beautiful. You are so smart, right? I use the same word, you, but this one is singular for one person. This one is plural for many people. Okay, and the last one is they. And they, different in some languages, we have they males, they for females, like ellos, ellas. In English, we just have one word, they, for all of these groups. It could be a group of males, it could be a group of females, it could be a group of males and females, right? They. It could be a group of things or a group of animals, but the same word, we use the same word, they. So for singular, we have I, you, he, she, it. And for plural, we have we, you, and they. And when you think about pronouns in English, this is important. The way that I set this up, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. You should think in your mind. You should see this chart and organize in your mind the subject pronouns just like this. And it's important for later grammar when we learn verbs. You should be able to see I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. You should be able to see it in your mind. Okay? So here's some other examples. Finally, last examples. So here's the noun. Oops, sorry. Oopsie, I didn't mean to cross that out. Okay. So here, the noun, the television is very big. And the television is an I, a you, a he, a she, or an it. Well, it's an it. So we change from the television is very big to it is big. We go from the girls are very happy to they are happy, right? A plural, female, male group of things, they. Alan and Tina, we have a boy and a girl, but this is more than one, so we know it's they. And here we have my children and I. If it was just, let's see, if it was just, oopsies, I'm trying to cross this out. If it was just my children are hungry, we would say they are hungry. But this one says my children and I, which means that I am also in this group. So this turns into we are hungry. And here's you and Sam are very tall. And this is you plural. This is right here. We have you singular and Sam, right? And when we put that together, it turns into you plural. Okay, so there are many, many examples of this on liveworksheets.com. So you should practice and practice. There's also some pages that you can click on the lesson here. So lots of practice, and we will be talking about pronouns until the end of the quarter. So learn this lesson and learn it well. Okay, good job.